Does he or does he not? That is the question. Does a fighter need a promoter in 2026? These are the questions that people want to know. According to Tim Bradley, Devin Haney, the dream, needs that. A promoter. Free agency is cool, but former fighter and boxing analyst Tim Bradley believes at this space of the game, that ain't good enough. Now, I'll put the link in the description, but let's check it out.
Money. You got to have somebody to back you, somebody that's going to put up money. And right now, Haney don't have that. He don't. No. So, the next best thing is right now, everyone's seeing what Conor Ben got. Now it's like, shit, can I get something like that? Conor Ben just re-upped and got a multi-year contract with Zuffa. Part of me feels like it's protective service, like protective services. It keeps you away from, fighting in like high stake fights. They gonna have to get opponents for you.
It's getting very interesting.
You saw what Ja fought against. That was easy. Right now at this point, I think it's easy money. I think Hitchens could fight Conor. If Devin Haney signs, he could fight Conor. But what then after that? Who else do they have over there? So, you being a fighter, you ain't gotta. Once you sign a deal, you locked in. The promoter has to do their job and get you the fights. Don't matter who they put you in the ring with. And I hear over there, you have no choice but to fight whoever they get and put you in the ring with. You have no choice. So, look, I ain't mad at Haney. Get your money, man, for real. Do what y'all do. Hitchens, you already know how I feel about your ass.
Wow.
You already know. That Duarte fight waiting on your ass.
Wow.
But, and then Berlanga, hey, man, shit. Do what you do, Berlanga. Because if they match your ass tough, you're going to lose. You're going to lose, for real. Anyways, Tim Desert Storm Bradley,
So, Bradley is of the belief that Devin Haney, he need a promoter at this space. Listen, sometimes it's tough being the best in the business and it's not even close. I keep getting it right, people. Look, I did a video about Zuffa Boxing and them possibly signing Devin Haney. Cool. But that ain't enough to impress me. Like, some of y'all impressed by the fighter's money. They not spending it with you. So why should you care about that? Like, why would you care? Oh, Devin got a bag. The boxing game is weird. Like, Roy Jones Jr. was my favorite fighter, right? Still one of my GOATs, right? When me and my brother would watch Roy and Tarver 1, and then I just say that, okay, it takes some time. I didn't want to go back to the old RJ. I would kill that boy by mistake, right? When I'm watching Roy Jones Jr., me and my brother ain't never had a conversation about, oh, Roy getting 20 mil for this fight, 10 mil, 8 mil, or whatever. That was never even part of the conversation. So the boxing game looked goofy as all ever. You know what I mean? Where you got people who are more concerned. Now, I talk about fighters' purses and money, but I also get paid, and I get paid handsomely. Shout out to all the people sending the cash apps. Listen, the link is in the description. If you want my channel to succeed, there's an easy way to help make sure we do. Simple engagement, likes, all that good stuff. Use my like me, support the channel, bet on us. I got so much that I'm working on, so stay tuned. But I get paid to talk boxing. So, yeah, I talk about purses and stuff like that. But what people don't understand is some people are fools. Why'd you make another video about Clarissa Shields? I'm a content creator, dummy. My job is to make content. So if there's hot content, then me being a content creator, I don't know. Maybe I'll make content about it. I don't duck or dodge no subject matter. I'm a content creator. You know what I mean? So that being said, I've already given you guys gems. I've given you the content. Devin Haney, him and his dad, they did what they've done. They're free agents, so to speak. But now, like I've been saying, this is getting to crunch time where you might have to sign with somebody because Daniel Kinahan just got busted. So that whole little wave seems to be done. Remember Tyson Fury and MTK? All of a sudden, there was all this money floating around for UK YouTube channels and stuff like that. So that era is done. MTK Global is defunct right now, and they just apprehended the main baddie from Ireland. Then you have Devin not fighting Rolly for whatever reason. Who are you gonna fight, bro? How are you turning down fights for money or like who? So he might have to sign to Zuffa Boxing to get that bag. But here's the problem: who's he gonna fight? Conor Benn and Ryan Garcia are going back and forth right now, as we speak, as of me recording this video on social media, talking about sending the contract. So to me, it appears that they are interested in pushing that fight more so than Devin Haney getting Ryan or Conor Benn. So who is Devin going to fight? They'll probably pull up El Rayo or something and make him jump to 147 to fight Devin Haney. Who wants to see that? Who called for that? So even if he does go to Zuffa, then what? Who you going to fight? You know, Shakur don't want to come to 47 without a rehydration clause. Devin in the past, unless, of course, some of these things change. Like maybe Devin changes his mind, like, yeah, I'll fight at 144. I'll fight with a rehydration clause. I'm going off of the information that they said, right? So Shakur not coming up to the full 147. He's like, you guys are trying to force me up and move me up. And I'm really a small guy. So that don't sound like somebody that wants to move up. So without having an actual promoter, good luck with that. Then the Middle East is in conflict times of war. So it's like all the fighters that were going trying to get the easy bag by fighting in Saudi Arabia, is that even an option with drone and missile attacks going on in the economy? And then, like, that's what I'm saying. There's more to meets the eye. A lot of the content creators and the Haniacs and stuff, they're like, yeah, Devin, get your money. He just fought Brian Norman out in Saudi. Remember, he got to Saudi a month earlier. Is he going to go to Saudi when they're at war right now? You know, with the whole Iran conflict? I don't know. I guess we'll have to wait and see. You know what I mean? Are they even doing events out there? We haven't really heard. There seems like to be a real slowdown in terms of the output from Ring and Riyadh and Turkey and stuff like that from what it was. They were putting on these cards. Now they're doing like specialty cards like Tyson Fury comeback on Netflix, Usyk fight in Egypt. You know, and they're doing like kind of like sparingly and like picking the events. Devin Haney don't have a fan-friendly style for everybody. You know what I mean? So what's the investment going to be there? So you got to find somebody that's willing to pay Devin for his style the amount that he wants. And then even if they do, who's he going to fight? Are the fans going to like it? So it's very layered. The Haney content creators, they make it sound like there's some big reveal with Devin Haney, like he got tons of options. And then they're throwing out options like Manny Pacquiao. Pacquiao's fighting Floyd and possibly Ruslan Provodnikov. How is Devin Haney going to fight Floyd or Pacquiao? Boots got to fight. They called Alexander Zayas. Shakur, I've already explained why that won't work. Conor Benn and Ryan Garcia are in negotiations. So who's Devin going to fight? Richardson Hitchens? Is that a big fight to y'all? You know, is that an action fight with their two styles? You know, Rayo, who does Zuffa even have? So if it's not going to be Rolly, that fight looked like it fell apart. I don't know. I don't know where he really goes from here. Y'all.